Welcome back to more Guild Wars 2. Today we're going to actually be helping out the Hylic, which means we're going to be venturing into the water. Now, coming up here is probably another one of those points of interest that will annoy the crap out of you until you find it. When I first did this map, I couldn't find it. It took me until I got to this quest to find it. This quest here leads to the point of interest. How so? Hylic live in villages. You see this little cave here? You go down. And down. And down. And then you go across. You see the point of interest on that minimap? This is the only way to get it. Only way. And I've seen people asking in the chat how to find it. It's a very deceptive little quest. Little deceptive point of interest. There literally is no other way to get it. So back down we go, and since we can't drop like a rock, because that would be awkward, we got to go down at an angle, camera angles and everything. But we can go straight up, again camera angles. We got to go all the way back in order to complete this quest. Now this quest is actually a very interesting one. I'm not gonna lie, this one's quite fun. Admittingly, it doesn't last very long, so have your fun while you can. We gotta talk to this little person, this little frog, to get us started. Truffles. What normally finds truffles? Pigs. We're now a pig, folks. We can smell for truffles. We can dig for truffles. We can bite and fight like a pig. And we can even shake the magic off if we wanted to. But you go around sniffing around for truffles. You get one. You bring it back. Or you can dig into those little burrows off to the side, where there are worms, and they drop like 4 truffles. But no, you can do both of those, and that'll actually complete you the quest with, in a non-violent fashion. But we don't want to complete things non-violently. I want to kill this veteran Etten, for the fun of it. Because I know he can't kill me. There's just no way he can produce enough damage to get through my regeneration. Now, I think there's only one veteran Etten running around, and the other guy is just a regular Etten. I think you could fight him as a pig, but I wouldn't recommend it. Because that would be just plain silly. Yeah, worst he can do is really knock me down. Now, the good thing is, killing an Etten is a huge chunk of the quest done. As you saw, that did a good job with completing the quest. But that's that quest done. We're gonna head back towards the mainland off to our left. We could go straight across, but we haven't seen the scout, heard what the scout says for that location yet. Now, admittingly, sometime I leveled up. I'm not actually quite sure when I leveled up, but that happens. And as usual, I want to know how all these NPCs get the 1 silver for it. I mean, if the economy's doing anything like it should, a few coppers would be precious, much less sending out a whole silver. But apparently they're not doing that bad at all. Only quite a few more waypoints on this map. And let's go talk to this scout up here.
When Zaitan rose, countless undead spewed into the lands. They seemed to bubble up all over, especially in this swamp. Shadowheart was set up to contain the undead, but holding so many back is a struggle. There's an Asuran crew researching what compels these monsters, but they don't have answers yet. We'll never give this place up, but we can't defend it alone.
So says the Sylvari. Well, let's go. We gotta help our own people out a little bit too. That sounds like we're getting outside the forest. Just a little. Now, this is actually one of the more interesting quests. You can also complete this one completely non-violently. It's just gonna take you a while. And the main thing to remember about a Sylvari is that they are indeed a living plant. No, I kid you not. These people are a living plant. Have you figured out how we're gonna do this non-violently? The water is poisonous. They're a plant person. Unfortunately, this thrall is gonna do something quite silly and get himself all invincible before I can kill him. Now, you will notice it around here. After I get out of my inventory management, that is that some of these Sylvari have icons above their heads. And what you gotta do for that is rather simple. Well, firstly we can crush mushrooms, but pick up these gourd, get it under the water, and pour it on the poor poisoned Sylvari.
I'm feeling fulfilled.
Yes, being a sentient plant has its benefits. Water perks you up. And you don't even have to return to refill it. It's just... you always have it.
It's appreciated.
Okay, I lied. You do actually have to refill it. But you can do this to complete the entire quest. More Sylvari will get sick. And it provides a decent amount on the bar.
Stop them before we are overrun.
But that's not what we're here for. We're here for some action. And we can literally go into the swamp and kill things. Now, this dynamic event is actually quite hard.
Never leave a wrong to ripen into...
I say hard because these Krait, the risen Krait, are actually quite tough. They will actually... I'm not sure if it was because it was raising more of them around. In fact, I'm entirely certain that's why. Because I got overwhelmed by the amount of undead a couple of times. And there's 4 of them, and you can complete the quest by killing Risen. There's another thing you can do, though. And there's some researchers lying around. Revive them. And, of course, kill this Krait from... not this Krait, this Risen. Stop this Risen from killing the poor researcher. But unfortunately, we'd never get any answers as to why the Risen are here. I was just making sure that I had not made a complete round yet. And we haven't. There's still a couple of more before we start tackling the middle. I set up this particular order of quests on purpose. It's for ease of convenience, and it's probably one of the faster ways to do it. We're going to be ignoring the warg and everything, and we're going to be heading over here. We probably saw the ruins earlier. You probably did. It's an old fort that the Lion Guard built. It's not used much anymore. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we've yet to see. it's another fairly straightforward quest. Over here on Viath Shore. And it's another one of those kill all the bandits, kill their supplies, blow up some of their resources. And by resources we mean mining explosives, obviously. Which they have just, you know, lying around ready to be set off, because that would be ridiculous. So literally not much here. It's quite fun, actually, quite visceral to kill tons and tons of bandits, but not a necessity. I mean, you definitely don't have to. Well, you actually do with this quest, but there's no passive way of doing this one. And mainly their supplies are made of paper, I want to say, because it literally is very easy to do. And that one's dead. And that's that point of interest.
I need some backup.
And bandits, they really are very straightforward. There's one more quest in this area, and that requires us going further north. After I maneuver my map wrong, of course. It's over here, towards the moon. And this will bring us pretty much full circle back to where we began. Back with the Centaurs. Not the bandits, Centaurs. Yes, I know I can't keep my pronunciation the same. It's the Centaurs. Centaurs. Little of column A, little of column B.
The hub of the Centaur occupation at Kessex Hills. Overlord's great camp poses a constant threat to Fort Salma. With its great siege engines primed, the fortress stands ready for war.
Now there's a dynamic event that you go in there, you kill Overlord and his generals. Now the way I did this the first time I came through here is I went into those trenches. It's foggy in there. You cannot see anything. It's just a little bit ridiculous. So instead, I'm going to go around. Because this wasn't known to me until that dynamic event, that there's actually a way you're supposed to go over here. Yep, it's over here. By his gate. Now, here they weren't kidding when they said he had siege engines. We're talking about big siege engines. We're talking about trebuchets, we're talking about cannons. But his gate is very weak. I mean, just look at that. How could the Seraph not get through there? Now, I don't know if I talked about the Centaurs last time we saw them, but the Sharpshooters are the easiest kind to defeat. There's Tramplers, and then there's Lancers. The Tramplers are the annoying ones. They will knock you down, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, there's things other than trebuchets and cannons and centaurs that you can do here. I'm not going to end up showing that off, but that building in the background there, I end up destroying that with my sword. Supposedly knocking it down, but it didn't knock down, so I'm not quite sure what happened. I was thinking of traveling waypoint-wise, but that would be a bit silly considering I can just walk right out. And even if they have put the gate back up, which I believe they have, yes, they have, I can literally walk over the walls. Call me hacks. Call hacks if you want. I don't think it is. Anyway, here we are back at Thunder Ridge. I missed this point of interest, which was Fort Selma, actually. And it's a very easy one to get to. Why I missed it? It's because I didn't go through the camp. That's literally it. It's time to do some water exploring. I think it is. Because it's just over here. It's time to help out that other Hylic village and help destroy the Krait. Because the Krait are mean and evil. They deserve everything that we do to them. Now, in our absence, since last video, the Centaurs have gotten their little bridge up. There's nothing we can do. Absolutely nothing. They've got a couple of trebuchets on there. I'm just gonna ignore them and head straight for the ocean. The beautiful, beautiful lake. Now I think I failed to show off the point of interest that gets you the lake. But what you basically have to do there is enter the giant cavern with the Krait Blood Witch. It's not anything awesome. In fact, the Blood Witch has been there every time I've explored it.
Stupid dead Krait. Boom. Now Quaggins must clean up village.
Now,
Stupid
protecting the village, this village gets captured every time. Every time. It's ridiculous. And so, clearing it out's something you can do. It helps with the quest, and as does just killing the stupid Krait. Oh, trust me, I had trouble with the Krait. I've not kept my underwater weapons up to snuff. But there's the ruins of this little village over here. That, well, we can look at. And we might as well help out this dynamic event just a little, I suppose. Might as well help take out this Krait. Since it's above water, means it's not going to last long at all. Now, apparently this was a village once, and this guy's returning to find his heirlooms and talk to the dead, because this is Guild Wars. The dead walk among us.
Welcome home, dear. How about I make you some dinner?
Nah, I'm fine.
How was your trip into the lake?
Just fine, sweetheart. Just fine. I wish I had the words to describe this feeling, but I don't. I mean, they're just ghosts now, but I found what I need to remember them. I need some time to think, to remember. Thank you for helping me.
Ah, silly man. We'll see you guys next time. This is Stomping Llama, signing out.